Today I want to share my top 10 MLM recruiting books. There are 4 things you really have to do to be a good recruiter. Number 1, you have to be someone worth joining. Why? Because people join people, they don't join businesses. You want to be a professional, you want to be confident, you want to believe in yourself, what you're doing, and you want that to shine through to your prospect because they're going to evaluate you more than they will the company or the products you promote. The next thing you have to do to be a good recruiter, you have to learn lead generation and follow-up. Without leads, you won't be in business long. The good news is there's thousands of ways to generate leads. You can just pick the strategies that work for you. The follow-up part is important because most people don't buy or join on the initial contact. Most prospects are going to take 7, 10, even 20 or more follow-ups over the period of a few weeks, even a few months before they buy or join. And finally, you have to learn how to close. And closing is not about using hyper pressure. It's not about making people feel uncomfortable. It's about leading people to a decision. Now, the truth of the matter is we're all salespeople already. We might not think of it that way, but selling is really about selling your influence to another person. For example, when you and your coworker are in a car and you're trying to figure out where you're going to go to lunch for that day, they're either going to sell you on where they want to go or you're going to sell them on where you want to go. And you're not even going to do it intentionally. You're just going to tell them what you're thinking and why. And they're either going to go with you or you're going to go with them. Well, that's kind of how this business works. So if you become someone worth joining, if you learn how to generate leads and follow up and you learn how to close, you will become a master recruiter. It might take you a year to get really good at it. Maybe you have some basic skills when you're just getting started. So maybe it only take you a couple months to master it, but you can master it. So the book titles that I have here, I've broken them down into those 3 categories. The first category is Be Someone Worth Joining. The second category is Lead Generation and Follow-Up. And the third category is Sales and Closing. So when it comes to being someone worth joining, the first book that I recommend is Go Pro by Eric Worre. He teaches the 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. This is basically your training manual for network marketing. Highly recommend this. The next one, which is one of my all-time favorites, it's not a very popular title. A lot of people have never heard of it, but it's called Making the First Circle Work, and it's by Randy Gage. Great book. And what he talks about is, look, you have to be someone worth duplicating. Are you doing the things you want your team members to do? You're doing the things you want your prospects to do. Are you on auto ship? Are you your own best customer? Are you promoting and attending events? Are you working on your personal development? Are you finding and maintaining new customers every month? Are you doing those basic things? The third one to become someone worth joining is How to Win Friends and Influence People. I had to include this title because we are a people business. Yes, we're also a leadership business. But if you want to be good at recruiting, you have to learn how to get along with different types of people. This book will teach you how to do that. The next part of being a good recruiter is lead generation and follow-up. I kind of put these 2 categories together. So I have 3 titles here that will help you with that. The first one is Attraction Marketing Formula by Fernie Sabalos. What I like about this book is that it teaches you how to get people to come to you first, how to use attraction marketing and position yourself or brand yourself so people want to do business with you. So I would recommend this one, Attraction Marketing Formula by Fernie Sabalos. Great for people who want to use Facebook. Great for people who want to get leads to come to them first. Next, we have Endless Referrals by Bob Berg. Now, here's the truth. Even if you're not good at generating leads, as long as you're good at generating referrals, you will never run out of people to talk with. So Endless Referrals by Bob Berg. He teaches you simple strategies to get more referrals. The next book is Guerrilla Multi-Level Marketing by J. Conrad Levinson. And this book is like your blueprint for network marketing. This teaches you about 100 different ways to get leads for your business, which is awesome. But it also teaches you how to have a strategic mindset about your business. And it talks about why so many MLM reps fail and what you can do about it. So these are my 3 books that I would start with if you're trying to learn about lead generation and follow-up. Now, of course, there's hundreds of titles that you could read. There are many other good ones that I had to leave off this list to keep it simple, but this is a good starting point. Then we have sales and closing. So you're someone worth joining, you're generating leads, you're doing a good job following up. Now you got to get your prospect from prospect to customer or distributor. And this is where closing comes in hand. Now, closing is not about hyper pressure. It's about leading your prospect to a decision. And these books will help you do that. The first one is The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. This is the book of the scrolls. This is one of my favorite books of all time, and Og is my favorite author of all time. But if you want to be a better salesperson, you got to read this book, study it, go through the scrolls, do what he teaches in the books. It is completely life-changing. Next, we have How to Master the Art of Selling by Tom Hopkins. This is probably my #1 sales manual that I would recommend to someone who wants to learn how to sell anything. It doesn't really matter what it is. Tom Hopkins is a leading sales trainer. He was a very successful realtor prior to doing that, and this book is a masterpiece. Next, we have How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling by Frank Becker. And Frank was a professional baseball player, I believe, back in the 30s or 40s. He got injured in his career. He went on to become a insurance agent, insurance salesperson, and he failed miserably for a while. And right before he gave up and quit, he just stayed around a little bit longer, and he had his big breakthrough, and he became one of the top salespeople in the world. And then he wrote this book basically discussing what he did right. So get this book. It's an oldie, but it's good. It's still relevant. It would be one of my top 2 or 3 books on this list that you have to have. And finally, we have Go for No by Richard Fenton. And what this book talks about is that yes is the destination, but no is how you get there. If you're willing to get some no's, you're eventually going to get some yeses. So this talks about the importance of working through the numbers, being persistent, not taking rejection personally, and just going for no and working through those numbers day in and day out. So these are, in my opinion, the top 10 MLM recruiting books. If you read these books, you will become someone worth joining. You will learn how to generate leads and follow up, and you will learn how to sell and how to close. And that is what's going to make you a good MLM recruiter. I hope you got some value from today's training. Don't forget to check out the links in the description box below this video. Also, I try to do a new video every day. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and please check back often. With that, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for stopping by.